How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves, or welcome back to a brand new match preview on the channel today. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe, and once again we've got another match preview as Wolves will be travelling to Selhurst Park to take on Crystal Palace in the Premier League on Saturday. And look, we've already played Palace twice this season. It's resulted in 2 wins. Wolves are winning the league and are winning the FA Cup, and hopefully it's third time lucky as well, and we can make it a full house, 3 wins out of 3. I'm going to be giving my thoughts ahead of the game, and of course we're going to have the opposition preview later on as well. But as always, be sure to check out our channel partners over at Football Prizes. Once again this week, another great Wolves prize, and it is to do with Ruben Neves. You can see the prize on the screen just there. If you want to get involved in that, a link is in the top of the description down below, and you've got until next Wednesday to get involved. But yeah, Palace versus Wolves. Look, Wolves this week, a decent draw against Chelsea, 0-0. To be fair, I said it on the final word. If you've not checked that out, go and watch that back. I said it on the final word. I was actually surprised at how well people received how we played, really. I was expecting to upload the video, and a lot of people very, very unhappy about it. But I think everyone sort of saw what Nuno tried to achieve and were happy with that defensive performance, and just happy to see Wolves grab a clean sheet and get something out of the game. Now we've got to back it up on Saturday against Palace and grab all 3 points, really. I feel that game against Wednesday will feel wasted if we don't, back it up against Palace. Nuno's just done his press conference already. It looks like, unfortunately, Ryan Aït-Nouri is injured. To be fair, I thought he got substituted at Chelsea just for tactical reasons, but it sounds like he is injured, and he unfortunately won't be taking part in the game against Palace. Of course, scored earlier on in the season against Palace in the Cup. In the league, sorry, not in the Cup, on his debut for Wolves. So that may mean that we see Nelson Semedo switch over to the left-hand side and Kiana Hoover getting a big chance on the right-hand side, starting in the Premier League. We saw it in the second half against Chelsea, seemed to do okay. Semedo has played on that left-hand side a few times for Barcelona, especially last season as well. So, yeah, well, let's hope it works out. I'm really hoping it does. I think those two are going to have a little bit more license to attack against Palace as well, who like to frustrate opponents. They like to sit back at times as well. But they've had a fairly similar season to Wolves, Palace, to be fair. They've had some games where they've been okay and given teams good matches, and then have had other games, such as their game against Liverpool just before Christmas, where Liverpool beat them 7-0. So Wolves really have got to try and catch Palace off on an off day. We're going to be hoping possibly to see Willian Jose come in for his first start. We saw him come on for the last half hour or so against Chelsea, and he did quite well. It just seemed like a big presence. We didn't see much of him going forward, to be fair, but we saw his defensive work rate as well, helping out the team. Got that block for that Chelsea effort towards the end of the game as well. But if you reintroduce Willian Jose, who are you going to drop out of that attacking three? It was a pleasant surprise to see Daniel Podence come back into the team against Chelsea. But then do you drop him? Do you drop Adama? Do you drop Neto? Very, very difficult one to call. I don't want to I wouldn't want to be Nuno in that situation, to be fair. I think that is a very difficult decision to make. But other than that, really, I think everybody who played against Chelsea has earned their place in the team, really. I think other than the changes that I've just mentioned, I'd expect it will be more or less an unchanged 11, really. Other than that, it sounds like Catrone's future is in doubt again. I know Nuno said earlier on in the week he was hoping that Catrone is going to be staying and he's part of the team, but he sort of put a little bit of a shadow over that, if I'm honest, in today's press conference as well. There's been huge rumours and reports from Italy that Catrone just, I think it's Udinese, are really interested in him. So I think that's probably where he'll end up before the deadline, if I'm honest. So that gives Fabio Silva a chance to possibly be the backup to Jose, which we expected. But also, Nuno did hint possibly that we might see one more signing before deadline day. Fingers crossed, if Catrone goes, maybe we will bring in another striker. Who knows? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, let's head over to the opposition preview now. We're getting the Crystal Palace perspective from the guys over at Back of the Nest. I spoke to them earlier on to find out all about Palace before the game. So here we are with the opposition preview. We've got DR from Back of the Nest. How you keeping, man?
Yeah, I'm keeping good. I'm keeping good. Apart from Palace, yeah, I'm pretty much fine.
Yeah, it's been a strange old season for you guys. I mean, in the league table, you are pretty close to us, but I mean, this is the third time we're playing you already. Obviously, Talking Wolves fans would have seen you on the channel already a couple of times over only the last couple of months or so. But how's it been for Palace so far? Like, if you have to sum up the season, has it improved much since we last spoke?
It hasn't, and that's what I'm dreading at this point because under Roy Hodgson we're meant to be a good defensive, solid team that people can't break us down. But when you're looking at the results, we got a point against Leicester, which is good because they are a solid side this season. But when you look at it, they didn't have the A team out, and then we beat Sheffield United before they turned their form. But apart from that, we played against you guys in FA Cup most recently. We didn't even have a shot on target. Which shows our struggles. We've never been a good attacking side under Roy Hodgson. And defensively, when you're looking at our last game against West Ham, I'm telling you, that result is the biggest. It is fraudulent because it was never a 3-2 a game. We were never in it like that. That game could have easily, and I'm saying easily because they hit the post a couple of times and Vicente made some brilliant saves for us, could have easily been 6-1 West Ham. And you're just looking and you're just saying, we couldn't play football. We couldn't play football. And I'm not even saying this because, of my, I'm not a massive fan of Roy or anything like that. I'm simply saying we really couldn't pass the ball. We couldn't play football. We don't know what to do as a team. And it's not getting any better. And then when you're looking below us, Fulham, they seem like they're picking something up. I'm not too sure about West Brom, but I'm a bit worried. I'll be honest with you. And I just want the season to end. You guys got the FA Cup. We haven't got that. And this is all we've got, and there's nothing to look forward to, really.
So it's not. I mean, it's not been a good season. Do you think? I mean, do you think you're strong enough to stay up though? Do you think Roy can keep you up this season?
Look, this is the thing with Roy Hodgson. Everyone says he will keep you up. He will keep you up, but he will keep you up until he literally brings you down to the Championship. Because what are we doing as a football club in terms of what is our style of play? Last season, there was something to look forward to in terms of we would get results because we were so solid defensively. And we only scored 31 goals in the Premier League. But this season, Dave, I can't say the same thing about us. We are one of the worst teams in the Premier League in terms of conceding goals, which shouldn't be the case under Roy Hodgson. Of course, we're struggling going forward because we're meant to be a defensive side. And then when you look at the West Ham game, probably our worst... excluding the Liverpool game and, I don't know, there was a Villa game as well, I guess. But one of the worst performances I've seen in a long time. We literally couldn't play football. So I don't know if he can keep us up. Maybe with luck, but sometimes he does get results here and there. But we are not progressing. We are still looking like an awful side that can't play football, and it just doesn't make sense. So if Fulham pick up points, and if they start looking up, maybe Brighton, they're struggling, Newcastle struggling. Maybe that's a hope, but if this was the start of the season, we've only got worse and worse. It doesn't make sense, but we're getting worse by the week because the players, they're just not motivated. You can see it. They're not really that fast because the manager himself, and I understand it, is not motivated because this is his last job. He's going to be out sooner rather than later. So, I don't know what direction we're heading in. Hopefully, he'll keep us up, but it's going to be difficult. And it really depends on how our other clubs are doing because right now, we can really be in trouble come towards May.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a strange situation for you guys. I mean, we all know the man that has been in demand more or less every summer is always linked with a big move. Wilfried Zaha. Would you say he's the key player that Wolves fans need to look out for at the weekend?
Yeah, 100%. It's Zaha. He scored. I think he scored 7 goals this season. Last season he struggled. I think he only scored 3, but so far he scored 7 or 8. 8 now. I can't even keep up. Which of course is not. I'm not saying he's having an amazing season in terms of goal scoring records, but it's such an improvement because, as I said, we are defensive side. So he's the one player that you should watch out for because when we're going forward, if it's not Zaha and Eze, if you bring them two out of the game, then really we don't look like we know what we're doing. We do struggle. So one player, of course, is Zaha that you guys know, but another player that you should watch out for is Eze. If he performs well, he came on, I believe, in the second half against you guys in the FA Cup. He's a talent, and I really do. I'm not saying this because he's just playing for Palace, but he's got massive potential to be one of the the brightest Premier League players in the future. So Eze and Zaha to watch out for, but our defense, that's another conversation because we can't defend.
So is that the area that Wolves need to exploit, that defense? Is it your back four in general, or your midfield, or just every part really?
Well, if you're looking at a West Ham game, the midfield was non-existent. You know, we just got outrun there, and the defense, that is another topic. I'm not too sure what exactly has gone wrong, and I can run here for another 3 to 4 minutes, which I don't want to do. But Gary Cahill, he's turning 36 years old. There's only so much that he can do, and he struggled against West Ham, and you got Kouyaté there. But I think it's a whole back line. It's just our system. We've got players who. In midfield, we used to play 4-3-3, which we had 3 defensive midfielders, not even central defensive midfielders who would help the defense. But now that we haven't got that, teams can just exploit us. You can go out wide, put numbers there, or go through us through the middle because we just can't cope with it. We got James McArthur, 34-year-old in midfield, expecting him to run for 90 minutes up and down. We got Luka Milivojevic, who isn't the fastest player. So I think it's a combination of midfield and defense, but our defense is an aging defense, and we have struggled so far this season. And there isn't any sign that unless maybe Roy changes a couple of plays, that it's going to improve anytime soon. Because it's been it's not only one game thing; it's throughout the season. And that's what we're shocked about because that's what we were good at.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it could be an interesting end to the season for you guys. Like you said earlier, it sounds like you just want the season to end now, if you can. Going into this game, though, score prediction, what do you reckon?
Score prediction, I'm going 2-0 Wolves. We always struggle. I'm not even saying that, but based on last game, we always struggle against you guys. I'm not too sure what it is. I think it's just how you guys set up and how we set up. We saw it in the FA Cup game. Going out wide, of course, Patrick Van Aanholt is not playing, thankfully. We've got Mitchell there, so he should hopefully, it's hard to stop in Traore when he's on the ball, but maybe he should do a better job. So, that's my only hope. But I'm still saying 2-0 Wolves because we just struggle to break you guys down in a way, and we can't cope with how you guys go forward and the players that you've got there. So, looking at our defensive performance in recent games and throughout the season, we do struggle. And the way that you guys attack us, going out wide, put numbers forward, and we just can't cope with it. So I think it'll be a comfortable victory for you guys. Hopefully Palace proves me wrong, but I highly doubt it.
Well, there we go. You heard it here first. Fingers crossed Wolves can get the 3 points, mate. But until next season, hopefully you'll still be a Premier League team. I'm sure your team will improve and you'll stay up. And it's been 3 times this season on the channel, and hopefully it won't be now until next season anyway. But thanks a lot for jumping on, mate.
Thank you.
A big thanks to Back of the Nest. You can check out their links in the description down below. As always, I mean, it feels crazy. We've played them twice already in such a short space of time as well. Predicted lineup for this game for me, I think it's got to be Patricio in nets, Keanu Hoover and Nelson Semedo as the wing-backs. I think Romain Saiss could be within a shout of that left wing-back spot, but I'm not 100% sure. I wouldn't drop Kilman. I think I'd keep Kilman, Cody and Bolly in there as well at the back as a back 3. Neves and then Donker again. And then Willian Jose. I'm going to say Podence and Neto. I'm going to drop Adama for this one. Bring him on as that super sub, but I want to see his attack more. But saying that, Adama gave Palace a nightmare, didn't he, in the FA Cup? So that may be one for Nuno. Seriously, it's a selection headache even for me, and I don't have to make the decision. So, yeah, that'll be my team. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below ahead of this game against Crystal Palace. Fingers crossed, Wolves can get all 3 points and finally grab a league win. But until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Fingers crossed we get 3 points, and I'll see you all very, very soon.